One thing about electric cars is that at some point they will become old electric cars. And old electric cars have old batteries, which are a terrible thing to waste. No matter if they're in a car that has reached the end of its usable life, the batteries might still serve a purpose, or they can be recommissioned. The first generation of the Nissan Leaf was introduced in 2010, meaning that the batteries in the oldest Leafs can now be ripe for picking. Together with the 4R Energy Corporation in Japan, Nissan has started a project that will provide the Japanese town of Namie with lighting, using solar panels and used Leaf batteries. Namie was significantly damaged by the tsunami that caused the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster in 2011, and these streetlights are part of the town's ongoing rebuilding efforts. The hook-shaped streetlights are completely standalone, meaning that they do not require a functioning main power grid to operate. While it's churning out more and more electric vehicles, Nissan recognizes that in the future there will be a lot of decommissioned electric car batteries, and if they can be used to get an entire town back from the darkness, that's a worthy second act.
Subaru Corporation is a small automaker compared with their Japanese rivals, Toyota and Nissan, but it isn't stopping them from developing new EV technology. Subaru is getting valuable help from National Instruments in Austin, Texas. They are using NI hardware in the loop, HIL, technology on their all-new 2018 Subaru Crosstrek to simulate actual road conditions for electric vehicle testing, eliminating environmental factors to reduce test time and costs. The press release from Business Wire says instead of conducting expensive vehicle tests using production vehicles on test courses or public roads to check the vehicle's performance and safety response, Subaru is using NI's virtual environment, saving the Japanese automaker time and money in developing software that will be used on their new generation all-wheel drive EV vehicles. The NIPXI products and LabVIEW software allows Subaru's Crosstrek to be efficiently tested with an embedded controller in a virtual environment before running real-world diagnostics on the complete system. This will help Subaru reduce development times by 90%, lower purchasing costs by 33%, and reduce labor hours by half compared to conventional development methods. Daisuke Miguchi, Electrified Power Unit Research and Experiment Department, Subaru Corporation said, "By using NIPXI products and LabVIEW, we were able to completely implement a customized HIL system in just 1 to 2 weeks and develop our software in-house. This helped us keep product purchasing costs to around 1/3 of the cost of adopting solutions from other companies, and, because of our familiarity with LabVIEW, keep our software development costs to around 1/6 of the cost of commissioning an outside developer." The report says Subaru Corporation also outfitted the new Crosstrek crossover with a controller-driven dynamometer by Hariba and CarSim vehicle dynamic simulation software deployed by Virtual Mechanics. The two technologies allow engineers to produce load conditions equivalent to those generated on actual roads. Subaru will announce a new plug-in hybrid later this year, and is in the final stages of developing an all-electric model due out in 2021. The newly redesigned 2018 Subaru Crosstrek could be the first model in the stable to be fitted with EV technology.
There's just over a week left in the first quarter 2018, and for Tesla, Model 3 deliveries will make all the difference as Model S and Model X deliveries are expected to drop from last quarter's record. Now several data points indicate that Tesla is making a big push with the Model 3 this week. As we reported earlier this week, the automaker has been increasingly registering new wins for Model 3 lately, indicating that the production could be nearing 2,000 units per week. Today, Tesla has registered over 2,500 new VINs, just a few days after the previous record. In March, Tesla went from 12,000 to now 18,000 VINs. But as previously discussed, looking at the total of vehicle identification numbers, VINs, is not a great way to track a production ramp-up at Tesla because previous production programs showed that the automaker skips numbers. The rate at which Tesla is registering new VINs is more important, and it is undoubtedly accelerating over the last month and especially over the last week. Furthermore, a record number of Model 3 buyers are reporting deliveries scheduled for this week, which is not exactly surprising at the end of a quarter. The company often ends up scheduling a high number of deliveries during the last week of a quarter in order to be able to record the revenue. Now Tesla looks to attempt to finish the quarter strong with a record number of Model 3 vehicles.
Nissan's Leaf is about to cast the town of Namie, Japan in a new light. The Japanese automaker will use batteries from used electric cars in tandem with a series of solar panels to power new streetlights in the town, which is in Fukushima Prefecture, north of Tokyo. The installation, dubbed Reborn Light, is being viewed not just as a public works project, but also as a restorative modern art installation of sorts. The angular, minimalist lights operate off-grid, with no need to run additional cables. Their bases contain used cells from Nissan Leaf hatchbacks whose batteries have outlived their useful lifespan for powering an automobile. A prototype of the new outdoor lighting will be tested at Nissan's 4R Energy Corporation affiliate this weekend, with plans for a full-scale rollout in fiscal 2018. Namie, which is still recovering from the 2011 earthquake and tsunami that devastated that part of Japan, will likely not be the only area to receive these new lights. A company spokesperson said, "Nissan will light up places in the world that were never lit before." Nissan has been researching ways to reuse EV batteries for years, including combining multiple vehicles packs to serve as power supplies for buildings and homes. Not only can such battery systems be useful when the electrical grid is down, they can also store electricity purchased from the grid during lower-cost off-peak hours for later use, not unlike Tesla's Powerwall. Nissan's similar X-Storage home unit is already on sale in other countries. Future applications for Second Life EV batteries could also include use as remote power supplies in areas ravaged by natural disaster. Battery repurposing and recycling at scale for a manageable cost remains one of the biggest hurdles in the auto industry's transition to electric power over the long term. But even though automakers like Nissan have already been investigating Second Life usage for batteries for years, industry experts think this market is just getting started. As a company spokesperson says in a video for the Reborn Light project, even when batteries no longer serve to power cars, they can be reborn to keep serving humans.
Don't let the dark gray body cladding, raised wheel flares, and 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and rather rugged appearance fool you. The 2018 Subaru Crosstrek is equally at home trekking across town as it is blazing new trails, and by that we mean perambulating over giant potholes, broken pavement, steep driveway ramps, and nasty speed bumps. Part of what makes the Crosstrek favorite city-sized SUV is its standard all-wheel drive, a basic component of the DNA in every Subaru. The result is a stable and planted feel from behind the wheel, regardless of road or weather conditions. Standard active torque vectoring helps sharpen steering response, and a start assist hill hold feature keeps the SUV from drifting back when pulling away from a stop. The Crosstrek, new and improved for 2018 with more power, a new 6-speed manual transmission, and more rear seat and cargo room, is an Insurance Institute for Highway Safety 2018 top safety pick with good scores in all crashworthiness categories. According to Subaru, this small SUV's roof is strong enough to support the weight of 4 Crosstreks. To avoid collisions in the first place, an available eyesight driver assist system includes adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, rear cross-traffic alert, and blind spot detection with lane change assist. Power is modest. The Crosstrike's direct-injected 152 horsepower 4-cylinder engine capable of propelling Subaru's smallest SUV to 60 mph in a bit over 9 seconds. But that frugality has its own reward, the AWD Crosstrike notching an impressive EPA fuel economy rating of 29 mpg in combined driving with the available CVT. The Crosstrike's base price, easily less than $23,000 for the 2.0i stick-shift model, is also modest considering the SUV's standard all-wheel drive and niceties such as a standard Starlink infotainment system with a 6.5-inch touchscreen, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectivity, and a near-field communications function to enable quick Bluetooth device pairing. A generous glass area with few blind spots and great outward visibility, a standard backup camera, a trim 175.8-inch overall length and tight 35.4-foot turning circle are just a few more reasons we think the 2018 Subaru Crosstrike is the best city SUV available, one that's just as much at home exploring the great beyond as it is traversing urban canyons.